Okay.
Let's think for a second. What is physics? We have all heard that physics is the fundamental language of this universe, but most of us, learning physics in our native language has already like feeling from a message from a alien civilization. Hello everyone, I'm David from Physics Department. And before I joined the EMI courses, I thought my biggest challenge would be English grammar, but actually I was wrong. My biggest challenge was that learning physics questions in native language, that means Chinese, has already and I couldn't even understand, not to mention English. That's when you combine the Newton's second laws in the second language, and actually my brain doesn't work harder, it just crashes. And that's my first challenge I faced. That means the double decline. And also I faced a challenge called the triple translation. In the first step, I translate the English vocabulary to the Chinese. And second, we translate the Chinese to the physical concept. And last, we translate the concept to the mathematical equations. But just by the step 3, my mental energy was gone. I can't challenge any questions. So the second about the breaking points. That's the terms like the angular momentum or the electromagnetic inductions. And in this kind of terms in Chinese, they feel like a spell, but in English they just feel like a wall. I can't understand. And this makes me frustrated and silent, and actually in the end I just want to give up. I thought, And the next is how access said. It comes with the aha moments. That's just when let me see. Actually, my aha moment didn't come from a dictionary. It come from a diagram. I realized that while words are confusing, but the logical is universal. The Newton's second law didn't differ from, although it is in England or it is in Taiwan. So I just give up to realize that those terms. I just try to focus on the diagram on my book. So after I give up, translate the normal force into the Chinese in my head and focusing on the connecting the English and the diagram, I just can realize those concepts on my book. So I think the physics is the perfect subject for EMI. Since that in physics, we are trying to connect the mathematical equation and the diagram. So with it, the F equals to ma is the same thing from the diagram and from the equations. And next is the two suggestions for the letter EMI. The first is about a visual structure. That's using the simulation, animation, and diagram instead of the long paragraph. It's better to understand the difficult equations and the difficult concepts. Let the eyes help the ears. And the second is that concept first and language come in second. If our school can provide bilingual glossary of key terms, then we can hear the Chinese translation and understand it before to realize its physical concepts. The last is the conclusion. To my fellow, I want to tell us that although the physics is hard and learning it in English sounds like some occasionally crazy, but don't let the language barrier hide the beauty of the science and let it stop us